Alright, do you want to do the intro?
No.
Okay. Well, tonight we're going to do some movie reviews because no one wants to do the intro. What is up, Whorehounds? We're doing some stuff tonight. We're going to review 5 movies, most of which are relevant to right now.
Sorry, what?
Relevant.
Perfect.
Shut your mouth. Relevant to right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this edited by April.
Relatively soon.
All right.
All right. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Roast.
Roast.
Our first movie of the evening is going to be M3gan, which is about to be re-released in an unrated form, which we did not watch the unrated version of.
Oh, we didn't?
No, we watched PG-13.
Hey, would you settle for PG-13?
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder how different it is.
Maybe we'll have to revisit it if you want to do that.
It's probably just a more graphic death of the dog. The dog dies. I know.
Spoilers, dude.
He's an asshole dog. I mean...
Well...
He's an asshole, sir.
Was he?
Yeah.
Major asshole.
Kid biter.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, right. The dog on the other side of the fence.
Yep.
Anyways, let's get into the meat of this trailer here. So... She doesn't. She doesn't do that.
Well, she does for her because she's a cold person.
She's an IT person.
I spilled coffee on it. I'm a nerd.
My point.
Who are cold people.
Yeah.
They're all cold people, I guess.
Yeah, they're like morticians.
Sorry, IT people.
Does it mean taking a stack of cash and lighting it on fire?
Sorry, morticians.
Oh. No, those people are cold. I mean, mostly. Usually, when they're at work, they're cold. Sorry, not sorry.
What vintage bin did she get that 70s blouse out of?
That's a good question.
This girl is so dismal. She's just like the drabbest, saddest little girl.
But why?
Awful. She was awful.
She was.
She wasn't like. There's no sympathy for this character at all.
Like,
oh, your parents died.
Couldn't happen to a nicer girl.
Maybe
like,
they did it on purpose.
Just rough. How old is she supposed to be? Like 9, I think. Maybe 10 or 11, something.
Somewhere in there. When I first saw this trailer, I was adamant about not seeing this fucking movie.
I was supposed to go and see it in theater, so Gary didn't have to.
It looked so bad. And I mean, if you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, it's just another version of Child's Play.
Shut up!
Girl Child's Play.
Girl Child's Play.
Because the future is female.
This brat's parents were killed. I think it was a car accident, wasn't it?
Yep. They were going skiing and they got hit head on by a snowplow.
While they were skiing.
While they were in the car on their way to go skiing.
No,
but
it was while
they
were
didn't know
skiing.
how to drive in the snow.
Yeah, they must have been from anywhere but Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes to live with her aunt.
Her aunt, who is on the well, unfortunately.
Yeah, who like works at that same toy store that
Amazon.
Tom Hanks worked at in Big.
No, it's Amazon.
I see what you did.
KB Toys.
I don't think that's where he worked.
Uh,
That's where he visited. That's where he played the piano. Before he went to Epstein Island.
oh my god.
Allegedly.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa, dude.
Anyway, I meant before he was in Lady Killers.
Okay.
Steel sack.
Not funny. Sorry. So I feel like whoever they're okay. I don't know. I'm probably the only person who's ever seen any of this because I'm crazy. But Do you remember a while ago where, like, the royal family submitted a bunch of, like, photos and it looked like Harry and Meghan were there, but they weren't, like, actually there in person. They were just, like, people wearing Meghan Harry masks. Do you
mean
remember that?
This picture
That's
right here?
Exactly what it looks like, and people have, like, dissected those photos to death to see where the mask
Right, because,
line is.
yeah. That's what
What this looks like.
Yeah. I also feel like
Like
she
a member
looks
of the
like
royal family.
somebody.
She looks like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Ah, pretty good.
I don't know where I was
They were
going there.
triplets.
No. But the Scarlet Witch is their little sister.
Well, no, I knew that.
I did not know that for a long time.
No, I think it's not.
She looks like an Olsen, though, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. That's an Olsen.
100%.
Absolutely. This woman who works in the IT department at some fucking toy store.
If my mother was naked and dead in the street, I would not cover her body with that jacket.
Some development. Man, that dance just doesn't get old, does it? Doesn't get old! Just like the Wednesday Addams dance, which we are not putting in this video.
Mamushka!
Wasn't she in something else, though?
Yeah, she was in Girls. She was in a bunch of stuff.
I didn't watch that.
She was also the girlfriend in Jordan Peele, his first big one.
Oh,
Stirring the Tea.
Get Out.
Get Out, yeah.
So the warning about this movie is that you shouldn't trust AI to learn anything. Because the programming or the software that was inserted into this fucking girl Chucky was learning software. Oh boy, ominous music.
She didn't like being turned off while they're trying to eat pizza.
Yeah.
I thought it was also interesting that, like, her aunt plays this, like, extra cold person, and the whole reason that Megan and her niece become connected, or it's like I don't know, what do you call that, when imprinting, right? The reason that they imprint on each other is because she just can't connect with her niece on a human level, so she has to build a robot to do it. And
well, yeah, but she didn't build it for her niece. That was
no, but her niece is the one that was beta testing it. But the whole purpose
Right.
was so that parents wouldn't have to deal with their kids anymore.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Or, I mean, yeah, no, that's fucked up.
That's not. Anyway, we're
guys
supposed
gotta-
to be fighting against that.
You guys
but-
gotta deal with your kids. Because they're wonderful. Go on. Anyway, sorry. Sorry about that.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I mean, like, do you think that this movie was more about, don't trust AI?
Don't destroy humans.
Or do you think it's, like, a cautionary tale about losing our humanity?
I don't know. It's fucking Blumhouse, so it could be about a dumpster fire on fire. A double dumpster fire.
Well, okay.
Obviously, the robot takes a turn for the south, and she's supposed to be a toy, and it's just silly.
Yeah, that
It's
table of sadness over there.
Not
just
even the table of sadness. I'm just talking about the prosthetic head that they put on whatever.
child.
I hope so.
Yeah, they put a kid in there.
Did they put a kid in there?
There's like a 10 or 11
A
year old
Jaguar kid.
She did her own little, running. Which, to be fair, when you see a kid do that comfortably and successfully, it really is, like, uncomfortable.
Robot becomes possessive of the child. Protective of the child.
Come with me if you want to live.
Because that's what she's programmed to do. So why would it not do that? But then it also learns this dance, which doesn't get old.
Mamushka!
Man, it's so good.
Well, yeah, and if it's
Her and Wednesday should
you
have
gotta-
a dance off.
ask yourself, if it's a learning robot, then presumably the little girl taught her this dance, and she's just a...
Yeah, dude, there's a whole scene with it.
She'll never run out of ways to keep your child occupied, and she'll never run out.
Was it?
Yeah.
Where that little girl taught her that dance?
Yep.
Man, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I must have floated off somewhere.
Wonder why.
Well,
And then, so it's supposed to be... God. So fucking
drunk
dumb.
octopus move.
Yeah.
Whoa! So funny.
And then why not throw in some ninja kicks and...
Reminds me of that Sia music video.
I don't remember a nail gun. Do you remember a nail gun?
Well, I didn't remember her learning to choreograph that dance either, so I mean, it's fine.
Well, they were
out.
both in the unrated version. That's coming out, probably. Not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe the nail gun,
Well.
but what do I have to say about this movie? I was moderately surprised with it until about the last 15 minutes, where everything just shit the bed. Like, it was fine up until the last 15 minutes. At least for me, it was okay. And then it just felt like, fuck, how can we set this up for a sequel? Hopefully people are going to like it enough so that we can do that. Let's leave it open-ended in a way that doesn't close it off completely.
Did they, though?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well...
I mean, I guess that guy stole the software and then they never came back around to that.
Uh-huh.
But he died.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah, but he sent the software over to the other publisher.
I don't think that was ever confirmed.
Well, there's the loophole.
I mean, I guess that's true. Well, I'm
Also-
sure it's
also,
gonna get
I'm sure you've-
it's already greenlit, right?
Yeah.
For a sequel?
Yeah. But you also saw,
Great
like,
news.
Terminator, right?
I'll be back.
Yeah. Remember at the end of Terminator?
No.
Didn't destroy the chip completely. So Miles Dyson built technology in the arm that wasn't completely smashed underneath it. Okay. Alright, well.
Maybe that's gonna be our next revisit.
Terminator?
Doesn't Megan grow up to be Terminator? Isn't this a prequel?
Ugh.
Isn't it like what they did with Doctor Who?
Ah!
Wasn't it always just like a young girl robot?
Stop! Stop it! Stop! No! That is... I feel sick.
Oh, maybe tonight's not the night.
Maybe tonight is not the night.
We'll just have another Frankenstein.
What do you... No. Where are you at with this movie?
I liked it. Fine. I'm, where I usually am, pretty mid-range. I thought everybody sucked. I thought everybody sucked in this movie. I thought there was no likable characters. From the aunt to the therapist to the parents to the little girl to
the little girl
Megan.
it's another example of
a wretched child on
wretched
screen.
child on
Well, what's
screen.
weird is, I mean, like, she looked kind of like the girl who played Lucy from the Narnia reboot years ago. I mean, she looks so much like that kid, just a little bit older.
Pretty good.
And that kid Lucy was adorable, but this girl was just like,
fucking bitch.
Yeah, like, you're not even trying, like, she just bad attitude.
Stinky.
You're making it stinky.
Yeah, really.
Stink.
Her aunt sucked too. Like, and in her defense, I like that actress. I think she's actually pretty good, and I think that was the role she was supposed to portray. So, well done, well played. But yeah, everybody sucked in this movie, personality-wise. The neighbor sucked. Even the neighbor's dog sucked, which, you know, in any given movie, I'm always rooting for the dog. But even in this one, I was like, well, we know the dog is going to die. I mean, just obviously. I mean, there's some painfully gross foreshadowing. It's just not one likable or redeemable character.
Okay.
But I still enjoyed watching it, I guess.
So you had a good time with this?
Sure. Yeah, good enough time. It was alright.
Would you recommend this to anybody?
No.
Okay. Me neither.
But everybody will have already seen it, so it's not even like you can recommend it to people.
That's true.
So.
Because the advertising for this movie was everywhere.
Yeah. I suspect it's because Target has a new line of beige clothing that they're trying to sell to the masses.
Und this one I call is a $58 sweatshirt for wandering some moors fistfully.
We'll fact check that at the end of this. All right. Moving on to number 2. This is a movie called Fall from last year. Ugh. So I was fine with this movie. I mean, it was moderately predictable. The only reason this movie bothered me the way that it did is because you ever get so high that like you get scared?
Nothing.
Like so high. Like in the air.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
I
yeah,
do
on a plane,
all the
sure.
time. So this movie was okay. So obviously there's a tragedy at the beginning, and somebody's boyfriend dies.
Yeah, not like a car accident or anything either. Like, I mean, you're rock climbing and he plummets to his death in front of you.
Yeah.
And
because you're rock climbing, you dumbass.
The best way to get over it is to be forced by your best friend to
do it again.
Yeah,
except
climb the highest radio tower in America.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Oh, right, M3gan.
So, back to it.
M3gan was in this
his
movie.
Kid.
Yeah.
You say what you will about the after times, but before times, he really loved his daughter. This is what sent him over the edge, probably.
Oh, was that he had to rescue his daughter from a fucking TV tower?
Anyone watching, if you are a young woman and you have a friend with a choker, don't listen to anything they tell you to do. Nothing. Don't listen to one word.
I'd buy that for $1.
Worst mistake ever. Ever. Aren't there like 3 of them that go up?
No.
There's just 2 of them? It's just the 2 of them?
2 of them and the recording equipment. So us, the audience, we go up with them. So I guess we're the tertiary character here.
Oh, wait! Oh, man!
That's terrible. Hard pass on that shit. No fucking thank you.
In the beginning of the trailer, also, they show you, like, this amazing mountain range, like, where her boyfriend died, which is, like, that sucks. But it's, like, going climbing someplace like that, like Mount Everest, or, like, anywhere, Mount Fuji,
that was
or
probably
something.
a worthwhile death for him.
Yeah, I mean, like, what a way to go out. And, like, at least you get to see some stuff, you know, like, on your way up, and
goats
and like... Goats and bats
Goats
and all
and
kinds
bats?
of stuff, eh?
Everything.
But, like...
What the fuck, dude?
I don't know, sorry. It's just... It
just comes out sometimes.
Inadvertently. I don't know what happened. But, like, what kind of experience is climbing, like, a perfectly vertical radio tower ladder? Like, I just don't...
The worst.
And when you get up to the top, there's, like, nothing to see. It's just desert, 360 degrees around you. Just a dumb bitch move on her friend's part. Just really, like...
I mean, yeah.
What a great way to face your fears. Let's go up this rickety old radio tower.
Isn't it a TV tower?
I don't know what it is.
from the producer of 47 meters down, we go 385 feet up. Her friend fucking sucks.
Yeah, can you imagine being the friend that gets drug up here while you're traumatized and that is the view that you get, like, the whole climb? Like, thanks, camel toe.
Right on.
What a bitch.
Did
like,
you change your underwear this week?
So rude.
Dude, seriously. This movie is awful to watch. And I can't necessarily say that I liked it because it bothered me so much. But this movie, the whole premise of this movie was just fucking stupid.
Do you need a break from modern living?
Like, hey, I know you're scared of like going climbing again. Nothing bad will happen. Nothing bad.
Can you imagine dying in those pants too?
Ugh.
What a bummer.
Yeah. Samus pants.
It's your ghost outfit. Well, that's what happens. That's the movie.
Yeah, and then it's
you just saw it.
It's just that for like another hour of like these two ladies trying to figure out how to get off of this tower. At one point, one of them takes their shoe off. There's no for them being on this giant antenna. there's no signal on their cell phone. Yeah, I don't know if it's because they're out in the middle of nowhere or if they're just too close to the source.
I think it's a radio tower. I don't think it's a cell tower.
I thought it was a TV tower.
I don't know if we know the difference between.
Your phrasing is incorrect. I don't care. It's not. I don't know. It's I didn't care enough.
I'm gonna say both are accurate and true.
Yeah, that's fair. No signal. Oh, I'm sorry. 2,000 feet above the ground. Whoops. So they're all the way up top here, and there's no way down because the entire ladder has rusted out. And spoilers.
What?
One of them dies. Not gonna say which one. Not gonna say which one of them dies. Oh, I already did.
The dog doesn't die.
The dog does not die.
So that's good.
The dog eats the cell phone out of the shoe. So they're up there for like, I don't know, I think it's like 3 days. And her friend, who has all of the supplies in her backpack, drops her backpack. And it lands on one of these little satellite thingies right over here.
Which aren't even represented in the movie. There's like 2 satellites in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all the way up here, though.
Yeah, but I mean, even on the climb up, you don't see any of those little barnacles, on the radio tower.
I don't remember
which is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah, so one of them dies.
And then vultures come.
Because vultures fly up that high.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And that is the silliest battle between human and scavenger bird. I mean, like...
Well, yeah, but she was dehydrated.
I mean, I didn't... It's been a long time since I was in environmental science class, but, like, scavengers are different than predators because they're lazy, and they wait for things to die, but in this movie, they're like...
Not the case.
They're like velociraptors.
They're hungry
They
vultures.
really are. They are very much birds of prey. They are not just waiting around.
Plenty of energy vultures.
Oh, yeah. They're murder vultures. They're gonna kill you.
They're from China. China murder vultures. Just like the murder hornets.
And there was nothing else to this movie. I mean, and that's...
No.
They had to create, like, a vulture boss battle for this movie because there was it was just a cat in a tree movie. That was all that it was.
Yep.
And it was really stupid. And it was just like, if you had the kind of climbing experience that these girls have and you're willing to go up here, I mean, like, have you never seen like a tree climbing competition, or like have you ever seen the movie Mulan?
Uh-oh.
Like Either one of those. When you're, like, if you suspect that you're going to get into this kind of a predicament, please watch both of those things before you go climbing up a 2,000-foot high radio tower. It was so bad. And I think I read a review that Stephen King, I want to say, wrote about this movie, and he likened it to The Descent. Which I thought was a terrible comparison.
Not even fucking close.
Because I can see how they may have, like, been trying.
Hey, this movie has ladies in it.
Because it feels like that inevitable demise kind of, you know, like, futile, just gonna die, no hope kind of movie, but...
It's not even...
Watch Mulan, you know. It's a really, really stupid movie. It was really bad.
You probably wouldn't recommend this to anybody?
No.
Me neither.
I mean, not unless unless somebody was planning on doing this, and then just like I just did, I would recommend it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair.
And Mulan.
And, okay.
There's a whole song about it, you know? Do you remember that scene?
No. I watched that movie one time.
Well, they easily could have done what they did in that movie in this movie.
With the song?
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have helped. And they didn't even have to climb up. All they had to do was shuttle down. All they had to do was just scuffle down a little bit. Just one of them, too. Like, send that blonde bitch. Send the choker bitch. You get 2 tries. You know? Like a claw machine.
All right.
Just awful.
So, did you have a good time with this movie?
No, I hated this movie.
Well,
this movie was awful.
This movie...
It was suspenseful in all the worst ways because it's like, golly.
I didn't like it because of the suspense of it.
I found myself wanting to scream at the television, like, because it was so frustrating. It's just like, it was like watching one of those ads that you see for like a really shitty phone game.
Why aren't you pulling
lava?
Pull the pins the wrong way. Oh,
yeah, no, don't melt the gold. Don't kill the girl. Don't unleash the beast. And it's like that felt like the whole movie. Like everything they did was just stupid and bad, and you just wanted to just slap them.
Oh wow!
And tell them no, and that's how the whole movie felt.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I didn't like it either. So, should we move on?
Yeah.
Moving on to number 3 of the evening is Barbarian.
Crush your enemies.
Which we were told by multiple people.
Oh, yeah.
See them driven before you.
Boy, this made
that this was a movie that we needed to see.
And hear the lamentation of the women.
Because it's making all these headlines and it's crazy and... Man, did you guys watch it? Oh, look, there's the dude from It.
There we go.
No one fucking cares. Nobody cares, Bill.
I know that was him.
It is. Yeah.
Skarsgård?
Skarsgård. Very good.
Great last name, though.
5 stars.
I think it's because the only other Bill in Hollywood is Bill Murray.
This man has no dick.
I have plans for that.
O'Reilly.
Okay.
What? No. Paxton.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like on the left. I was like, yeah, I guess Bill O'Reilly's on the right.
No,
he was
my
the only
God.
other Bill that I could think of.
Okay. All right.
What other famous Bills are there?
Bill Watterson.
Hello there.
Nonsense.
Calvin and Hobbes Bill Watterson.
He's dead.
He's not dead.
Isn't he?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, Bill.
Sorry, Bill. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
He's not dead.
Is Jim Davis dead?
No.
I feel like they're both dead.
They're not both dead. All right. Let's stop talking about dead Bills or Jims. This movie was recommended by a bunch of people from us, to us, whichever way that's going to end up playing.
For us.
Sure. To watch, because they had seen it, and man, it was just the craziest shit they'd ever seen.
Are you sure
So,
you're in the right place?
this movie is about these two people who are trying to rent out this Airbnb, I guess, right? It was an Airbnb or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were double booked. What a bummer. So now they have to share this space. The movie tries to put a bunch of red herrings in place. Like, oh, obviously it's Bill. It's Bill Skarsgård.
And I would pull my t-shirt up, like, over my head.
He's the bad guy.
I think I've seen too many of those Netflix hookup shows because I was very disappointed when they didn't become like a couple. I was like, oh, this is so cute. It's like they're shacked up in the same Airbnb, you know, like, I don't know, it just seemed like it, yeah, he doesn't.
These two are perfect for each other.
Yeah, he doesn't.
They just don't know it yet.
He doesn't make it.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Long.
No. Oh, that's right. Doesn't somebody else come in? Who is it? It's,
I think she's acting a little bitchy this whole time. Like, it's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong.
yeah, it's the Airbnb people's fault. And then it gets all creepy because someone else is in the house. Oh, secret doors in the Airbnb.
It's not that secret, though. I mean, they could have put a knob on there instead of just, like, having the rope, because it's not like it was... Not like you couldn't see it.
I want to say, I just heard about something similar to this, where this lady was staying at an Airbnb, and maybe it was a house that she bought or something, and she opened up the basement, and there was a whole mall in there.
Yeah, I read that article, too.
Oh, okay.
Ghost mall.
A ghost mall in someone's basement.
This is not a ghost mall.
No, it's not.
This is a sex dungeon.
Just lock your door and what? Do what? Never mind, just leave!
So, she goes down here into this tunnel, and she meets the guy that she should have just married on the first floor. And he is like, oh, we gotta go. There's other people down here. And then something bites him in the dark, and then he disappears. So they have a short dialogue, and then he's gone.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Yeah, all spoilers.
What?
Oh, that's right. It was Justin Long. That was the other guy that was in this movie. That's who I was thinking of. I knew there was another dude in this movie who ends up buying the property.
No, so he owns the property. He's the property owner that has been renting it out to other people.
Right, and he's trying to figure out how much money he can make off of the square footage.
I think he's messed up in his life somehow, and now he's kind of selling all of his assets to try and recoup from, I think it was like a sex scandal. I think that Justin Long has like a sex scandal going on, and he's like an actor. He's some kind of public figure, and so like everybody drops him. He loses his employment. He gets Me Too'd basically, and then he's counting all of his assets. And this is an Airbnb somewhere in like, I don't know, probably Ohio or something. Sorry, Ohio. Lots of bad luck out there lately. I mean, I said sorry.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
joking. Like,
Yeah.
that shit sucks, dude.
All right.
Like, for real, sorry. But I think it is someplace in, like, somewhere in the Bible Belt. You know, like, someplace in
Midwest.
Yeah, somewhere Midwest.
Sure.
Anyway, and so Justin Long goes out there, and he's like, well, this is my house, because he had to sell his mansion, and he had already double booked 2 Airbnb guests, and then there was a mistake, and then he goes to his house because he owns it, not knowing that any of this stuff has happened. So that's how Justin Long gets involved. He goes down there after them.
There's this whole weird, gross, fucking dumb kind of main subplot, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I did not care for this movie that much. Like,
you're not gonna tell him what it was? Justin Long was not the only owner of the house.
No. It was some other dude who was basically kidnapping women and keeping them in this dungeon.
I think he
and
only
then impregnating them.
I think he only kidnapped a couple women, and then when they had daughters, then he would impregnate the daughters. So they were all super inbred. By the time we got to the actual barbarian,
Crush your enemies.
I mean, in question, because obviously the barbarian is
See them driven before you.
the metaphor for the rapist.
And you hear the lamentation of your women.
But she was all inbred, you know, like in like a
absolutely
cave dweller,
inbred.
like a mole person, you know,
like 3 teeth in her mouth.
Yeah.
8 fingers on one hand and 3 on the other.
They did like
that.
a cutback or like a
Flashback.
flashback scene to this guy, and the first person that he abducted was like, I think this hospice nurse or something, I can't remember, maybe a woman that worked at like the local drugstore, but it shows him buying this VHS tape of like a how to nurse your baby video.
Observe that the nostrils, the chin, and both cheeks are in contact.
Yeah.
And it's like the only video that he ever let any of the like women that he impregnated watch, and so you're supposed to think that like he kind of brainwashed them into being
just moms.
Obsessive motherly whatever.
Just moms forever.
Yeah, which is supposed to lend itself to like the final chase at the end, which is just like, it's too
fucking,
you can suspend your disbelief so much, but it's like,
really,
you know, this
really, guys,
really, yeah, like
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
think so.
Plus, like, what happened to all your other children? They grow up and become lawyers, you know, like they never address what.
I thought there was like a bunch of bodies or something down there, wasn't there?
I feel like there might have been some skulls or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, very scary.
Ooh.
Oh, very barbaric.
We'll get to... More of those.
Hey, wait, that's the name of the movie.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was bad. They're all bad. I mean, they're not all bad. The next one we're going to do is great. This one was... I
would say that this movie was mediocre.
I would give it a 5 out of 10 because I commend its efforts. I like that. Okay, well, it hasn't been done before. I mean, like it has the like backwoods underground mole people, redneck, inbred monster stuff has been done, but not like this. Not quite like this. I thought it was commendable for like stretchy though it was tidy, had a nice clean ending, you know? They didn't leave open any plot holes. Justin Long, I just wish... He just doesn't quite fit anywhere, you know? He's just not funny enough to be in comedy, and he's too goofy to be in
action
horror,
movies.
and he's just...
He was in Live Free or Die Hard.
Now he is in my arms, dying, and his only hope is to get to a hospital right now.
He was in one movie called I think it was called The Sasquatch Gang.
Illegal hit, you're disqualified, he wins! Get out of here.
And he was great in that movie.
Must have missed it.
Must
have missed that one.
I think it was like a Napoleon Dynamite ripoff, and it was...
We'll look that up.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Probably.
It was probably his strong... I think it was my I liked him better in that movie than anything else I've ever seen him in. This one included. So, sorry, Justin Long. I'm sure you're a really nice guy.
No, he was good in Idiocracy.
It says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
And he was good in Jeepers Creepers.
What is that? The vehicle of choice for assholes and fucking serial killers?
Remember who he was in Idiocracy.
He was the doctor in Idiocracy.
He was the... Okay.
Remember?
No.
Your shit's all fucked up and you sound like a tard. Remember?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it was his role in Sasquatch Gang was very similar to his role in Idiocracy.
I thought he was fine in Waiting.
Wait, how the hell do you know about that?
I mean, kind of. It just kind of like... Ugh.
You didn't like him in Jeepers Creepers either?
I don't know. Maybe Waiting did something to me because for a long time, until we switched to Mint Mobile, I did not like... God. I'm serious. Like, who was that? Who was the shocker guy? What was that dude's name?
Gosh.
Oh, Dane Cook?
Dane.
Fuck Dane Cook,
Dane
too.
Cook.
Fuck
Yeah,
Dane Cook.
Ryan Reynolds, Dane Cook, and Justin Long all in Waiting.
Anna Faris was in Waiting, too, though.
I don't have a problem with Anna Faris.
Well, I know that.
Obviously. I didn't have a problem with any of the ladies in Waiting. I thought they were all good. But all the dudes in Waiting, man, I just, like... I don't know. That movie, I don't know.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What about Barbarian? Would you suggest this to anybody?
No.
Okay,
I
neither.
mean, it was alright.
It
gets a 5 for creativity.
I wouldn't put it that far.
You wouldn't. You don't. I know.
No.
Well, what would you give it out of 10?
2. I didn't care for this movie. Did you have a good time with it, at least?
Yeah. I did have a good time with that.
That's good.
Because it was like one of those weird dreams, you know, that you have. Sometimes you have a dream where you have a secret room in your house.
Have a secret mom in the basement running around trying to kill you and rape you at the same time. Because that's all she knows.
Well, it's just like one of those movies that just keeps on going, and you just want it
to end?
Well,
yeah.
You want to. I mean, you buy the ticket, take the ride, you know, just to see where it's gonna go, and at least it just kept going. You know, I guess I could say that for it. It did just keep going.
It did just keep going.
Energizer was never invited to their playoffs.
I thought it was alright. 5 out of 10.
Meh.
50-50.
2. 2 out of 10. All right.
Stone cold.
Yeah, well, fucking do better, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 4. This movie called This is another wide release movie. All of the movies that we have covered so far have been wide release, right? Except for the Fall. Or Fall, not The Fall.
Sister Evelyn.
She's not a sister.
Bless you. No.
This one has a wide release as well. And this movie was called The Menu with Ray Fiennes, and it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
This movie was awesome. This movie was basically Hell's Kitchen, except, like, nicer, I guess.
Salmon, why is Trevor drinking? Hey, can we drink after we serve the food?
God, man, that fucking guy, Scott Summers.
You love me. Nothing will ever change that.
He played Tony in the show Skins. I think that was his breakout. Don't quote me on that, but he was...
Over the next few hours, you will
He does a pretty good American accent, because I'm pretty sure he's British.
Is he?
I think so, yeah. She was great. Not that lady, but the lady they just showed, the waitress.
Let's get into a little bit of premise before I start slamming on fucking future Scott Summers.
His name's Sabretooth. Wolverine knows him.
Cyclops.
Is that who they chose?
No, but I mean, look at him.
Yeah, they nailed it on the casting here.
That guy sucks. Anyways, we're gonna get back to him in a minute.
So,
go ahead.
You?
Yeah, go for it.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so they are on like an island, or they're on like a private yacht, and they're part of one of those weird like clubs that like rich fucking people belong to, where they're like, oh, do you want to try some of this in saber-toothed tiger steak? We have to clone it from...
Careful. Yeah, be very specific about what kind of private clubs these rich people go to. Wasn't there a big thing about it?
It's not like a Tom Hanks thing. So, but it's one of those, like, weird, like, it's one of the, I don't know if a lot of people know about this, but there's a lot of, not a lot, but there are some clubs that take place in international waters, like, outside of, like, legal boundary limits, where you can get away with eating anything because it's not against the law to consume, like, an endangered species.
That's really good. A guy like you actually gets to sleep.
Or you can get away with murder.
Allegedly. I don't know. I mean, maybe. But there are places where you can consume, like, human meat that has been...
Hey, wait, that's America.
Well, it's yeah, I guess links below.
Yeah, no.
There's people. So there are people who will go and they'll go into, like on yachts and cruises and stuff, and they'll eat food that is not legal to poach, right? And so
people.
I think that's kind of where they're at here. They're at this very exclusive, like thousands of dollars just to buy a ticket. We don't really know who she is. We don't really know much about her. We just know that she's on a date with this guy, and that's all. That's all that we know.
Yeah. So
and she's not the person that was on the list.
No, she is not the person that was on the list.
Are you on the list? No.
So, do want to warn you guys, I think that you should watch this movie, so there are going to be heavy spoilers.
Are you kidding me? That's a spoiler.
So, she was not on the list, and it was supposed to be somebody else that this dude was bringing with him. And we're unclear about her past. So
that lady's amazing.
Yeah, she was good.
She was great.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes was also phenomenal in this movie.
You dear guests.
Oh yeah, John Leguizamo was in this movie.
I think I watched this trailer and I was like, nope, not gonna watch it. Can't stand John Leguizamo in any fucking role ever.
Get to the next town. I'm jumping on the first man and I'm riding him all the way to New York City.
Ever. I can't think of a single role that John Leguizamo's been in.
That's how I feel about Justin Long.
Well, that is weird because Justin Long is way better than John Leguizamo is.
No, I feel like they would all hang out and if they went to a wedding, they would all be kind of at the same table. You know what I mean? Like, I guess is the seat taken? Can you imagine them
Justin Long and John Leguizamo are just sitting there. Luigi and the dude from fucking Die Hard,
Either
just
one
like
of them
sharing a
being
drink.
Very funny or interesting.
Yeah, like, okay, guys, what's happening here? They're in this ultra fancy, high-end restaurant on this island where just a bunch of crazy shit happens, and they're served all of this exquisite food that's hand prepared. And the chef at one point, I think, comes out and announces that this is his last time doing this. Because he's fucking fed up.
And the whole meal, there's like 7 or 8 or so odd entrees. I can't remember how many entrees there are. But
I don't know. But the cool thing was about that is that at the beginning, like before they brought the food out, there'd be like a title card on the screen. As to like...
It would tell you what you were about to
consume. What you were about to
consume.
Yeah, which was kind of cool.
Tell you about the item. And it was a lot of it was about the whole experience, every entree was like a story.
Yeah.
And this one was about how somebody stabbed someone in the breast or the thigh with a pair of scissors, and there was like a telephone involved and the phone cord.
Yeah,
it was really interesting.
There was a lot of like subplots going on in this movie that made it way more interesting than anything I think that we've seen in a while. Just because there was this whole background story about everyone who's worked for this particular chef.
Blue team, here we go. Good luck. 4 covers table 1, 1 calamari table side, 1 risotto, 2 cured salmon.
And all of the fucked up things that happen in a kitchen. Like, I'm sure, if anyone's worked in a kitchen, kind of horrible shit can potentially happen in a kitchen between employees. But things get exponentially worse as the evening goes on. And,
I like that too.
No, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was
But I like that. I like that as a movie. I like that kind of setup. What was that? That one Jeffrey Combs movie. Would You Rather?
Good evening, everyone. I apologize if I've kept anyone waiting.
Would You Rather was very similar.
A good strangers in a room together movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love that setup. I mean, even when it's not done well, I still just like it. Because it's interesting, and it's like you get to know all of these people, and then they're forced to get to know each other, too. I don't know. It's just I don't know. No, and then the inevitable becomes, like, obvious, and they're like, well, I guess this is going to be our fate, and then
but they can't even fucking leave because the boat left. Remember? So the boat comes and drops them off at this restaurant, which is on an island in the middle of fucking nowhere. And then the boat leaves, so nobody can leave the restaurant. I mean, you could leave the restaurant, but there's nowhere to go on the island. We find out who this lady is, and she is a prostitute.
She's an escort.
Well,
you can tell by her boots. They don't match the rest of her dress. That's how I could tell.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a prostitute.
Well, no, because he's not hiring her for sex. He's just hiring her for company. Like, he's hiring her as a date because his date welched out. He doesn't care about getting laid. That's a big difference, is she's not selling her body, just her company.
That's worse. I think I'd rather sell my body than my company.
Anyways, I'm just saying that there's a difference between an escort and a prostitute.
Okay.
I'm sure that there are
fucking fine.
Some that bleed the lines, but
yes, more than likely. I feel like she might have been one of those ones. Probably.
That's what those boots say. And she smokes. So.
Yeah, exact. See? Yeah. Exactly.
She smokes, she pokes.
Oh. So the guy that brought her to the restaurant has followed this chef's career, and he makes an attempt to be on the team.
Boy.
Maybe we could all use a vacation.
Yeah, from Gambit.
And does not go very well. And it was like there was so much intricate storytelling in this one story about all of these strangers in a room that it worked out like almost flawlessly. Like, it was very well executed. I liked this movie a lot. I thought the premise was really good. Everyone's performance was really stellar. The end scene was just awesome.
It was alright.
I liked it.
I liked the movie. The whole movie was great. But there is something that it's like, I don't know. Okay, so all these people, they're very smug, and they're very enamored, and they've also paid for the experience, right? Mm-hmm. And they did a good job of, like, combining all of those things with enough Stockholm Syndrome to convince we, the audience, that, yes, we will now sacrifice our lives and become human roasted marshmallow parts in a gigantic s'more experiment that no one even gets to eat.
Another graham cracker on top. There we go.
Spoilers.
Anyways, so, but you saw it in the trailer, like everybody's wearing...
You have to pay attention.
There probably isn't that much fight in humanity anymore, and people are just willing to succumb to their... And bugs me every time, It's like, we have this one underdog, and she's willing to fight for it, and she outsmarts, and it's like, even in this movie, which I did appreciate, he says something about how, like, well, you didn't fight that hard, like, you could have left if you wanted to overtake us, you could have tried a lot harder than you have.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's like, I appreciate them addressing it for cynical people like me who still just want to be like, I don't know, I would like to think that people would try a little harder to survive in that kind of situation, but...
Would they, though?
I mean, I guess not if you're just a shit-sucking rich person who, only gets joy from...
Tom Hanks movies? Damn! Not bullying! It's not bullying!
No one gets pleasure from Tom Hanks.
Still not bullying.
Facts. These are facts.
Okay.
It was a good movie, though.
Yeah. Agreed. I strongly recommend checking out the menu for sure.
Yeah, maybe pay to rent it.
Yeah, you could do. We did. Anyways, did you have a good time with this movie?
Yeah, I love this movie.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay. Would you recommend this movie to other people?
I think I have.
Okay. Did you really?
Yeah, I think so.
Who'd you recommend it to?
I think my niece. I think Holly.
I would also recommend this movie. Anyways, definitely recommend the menu. Definitely worth checking out. So figure out whatever the fuck it is that it's on and go ahead and go do that. Before we move on to our fifth and final film, I have something I have to announce. I am getting up to get another beer.
Oh. I thought he was going to propose finally.
Hey! We're already married.
Oh, don't spill my wine glass.
I'm trying not to. That's why it's just moving on to our fifth and final film of the evening. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Let me start out, before we even get into this trailer, that this movie was dark. This movie was so dark that I could barely see anything that was happening in it.
Me too.
Yeah. Freshly watched last night. Who knows the story of Winnie the Pooh? Some old white dude wrote this book. That was a lady, wasn't it?
No,
was it a lady?
Guy. No, it was a guy.
Old white dude?
And it was for his son, whose name I believe was Christopher, or his name was Robin. I can't remember.
I think it was Christopher.
Yeah.
Anyways, those of you that know the story of Winnie the Pooh should be everyone that is watching anything on any platform ever. And if you don't, well, I'm here. Here we go. So it's about this kid who grew up by himself.
Are you giving them the plot of the regular Winnie the Pooh right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, bother.
Oh,
Is that not cool?
No, please. Don't forget to include the Heffalump movie.
I'm not talking about Disney.
Oh, bother.
I'm talking about the story of Winnie the Pooh.
This
is a alternate timeline.
No, you know what? You go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please regale me with the story of Winnie the Pooh.
Well, it's about this kid who grew up by himself, and he had imaginary friends that lived in the forest outside of behind his house. Behind his house. And they all had names, and they're all animals of the forest, except for the pig. Nobody has a fucking pig in their backyard forest. Shit. So there was an owl, and there was a bear, and there was a donkey. Nobody has donkeys in their backyard unless they live in Cripple Creek, in which case. And there was a rabbit. I think that was it. Wasn't that it? Isn't that all the animals that live back there? There's an owl, and a rabbit, and a donkey, and a bear, and a pig.
Piglet?
Right? There
No,
are 5.
I don't know.
And
Are you going
Heffalump.
off of this?
No, I'm going off of the original story.
Okay, there's also a Kanga. And Roo, so...
Roo.
So it was
also,
Australia.
there's a tiger.
What are you doing impersonating a tiger?
There's also a tiger. There's Tigger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess there was Tigger.
Mhm.
I forgot he came from this.
I don't know what happened to him in this movie, but...
Oh, no, I think he was deleted.
So was Kanga, and so was Roo.
Oh, they're gonna set it up for the sequel.
I don't know who gave this guy money.
Me neither. Anyways, it's loosely based off of the story that I slightly remember.
Oh, bother.
Just telling.
That
just
was
now.
insane. I can't believe.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Close enough. There were 5 animals.
They were based off of his stuffed animals, and
I don't even care.
I know. I don't know why you even.
I try sometimes. All right. You go right ahead. Then.
No,
no, please.
No, I'm excited.
Regale us with your story of Winnie the Pooh. Not this one.
Okay, so. I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That Winnie the Pooh was written by a dad for his kid who had a bunch of different stuffed animals. Not because of the... Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Go ahead.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, well, this movie was just really, really, really bad. So, I'm gonna start with what it did wrong, I guess, which was everything.
I'm so sorry, Pooh. I'm so terribly sorry.
First I was disappointed to see that, well, they gave Pooh Bear overalls, which he's never had.
No, God!
Which gives him like a Smokey the Bear kind of flair.
No, God, please, no!
And I'm like, it just doesn't work. They should have just left him pantsless.
No! No!
If they're gonna go for like this kind of like backwood redneck
that's right. I thought he was
kind
always,
of motif.
I thought he was always wearing pants.
Never.
Yeah.
He had one
red
polo
red
shirt
fucking
on.
dumb
It had
shirt.
a collar.
Right.
You know, and then they turned the shirt into a long sleeve.
No!
They made it a flannel, and then they put overalls on him. And I'm like, why not just really commit, you know, like, and just make it... It already doesn't look anything like Pooh Bear. Okay, so this gaggle of bitches here, like, there's no connection between any of them. You think that these two here in the back, they might be a couple. I think it shows them, like, kind of making out once or twice. And then that bitch to the right in the far back with resting bitch face... I just, like,
She's an Instagram model.
I have already cried 3 times.
They have no chemistry.
There's no business
as friends at all
for them being in this movie together.
And they don't
at all.
explain what they're doing here. Like, I guess they're on vacation together, but... I mean, the audio was so bad, it was almost impossible to tell what anyone was saying. So this was a hard scene to get through.
All of them, they were all hard scenes to get through.
They were really bad.
I mean, this whole movie was so fucking dark, and like, Winnie the Pooh just kept dripping the whole time, and it wasn't really clear if it was honey or like did he have a cold or something that was going on? Dude, what?
It was like that the whole time. And sometimes it would show him, just like he just did, it would show him dipping his face in a vat of something just to go and dribble it over somebody else.
Yeah.
I read a little blurb about something that the director had talked about, and they were like, well, we decided to make him half bear and half human so that he could wield weapons. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess that's a perfectly reasonable choice. Except for the fact that the climax in the movie where Pooh goes on a rampage and kills everybody, in what the director specifically said, he was like, because if he didn't have weapons... then he would just have to paw everybody to death. But at the very end of the movie, that was all that he did. He just pawed everybody to death with his human hands instead, and it was so...
Oh, are you alright? How did Barry!
It was very disenchanting. It was very untrue to the original story.
It was terrible. But what I will say that I liked about it, what did you think?
I didn't like anything. I thought the first kill scene just came out way out of left field. Like, oh, this redheaded bitch is lost because she's lost in 100 Acre Wood.
Mm-hmm.
And now Winnie the Pooh's going to tear her shirt off for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then just maul her to death. No, he didn't. He dumped her in a vat of fucking something.
Come on. Give me a good smack from behind with something nice and big.
Probably honey.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Right?
We
it was
don't
probably
know.
honey.
Yeah, probably.
It, like,
but then
completely unnecessary.
Well, and he also killed Christopher Robin, that guy that we saw in the beginning. That's supposed to be him many years later. He returns. And then I guess he's with his wife or his fiance, and Pooh Bear kills her, Piglet kills her or something. And then they, like, drag this skeleton around.
Give me regular time.
But it's like an exam room skeleton that's like all connected, and it's like, I don't think that the director had any idea that like bones aren't just all attached as one solid thing. Like everything is awesome.
He'll peel the bones all the way down to that level. in the first place.
I don't think it was the honey that like ate her skin away like acid. That was never anything that was addressed. And then like they had all these really nice trailers, you know, all of these what are they called? Light stream trailers. What are they called?
Ringo.
Silverstream?
No, they're the chrome ones.
Yeah, that's Silverstream trailer.
Are they Silverstream?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they had like 5 or 6 of those out there. Like Pooh Bear and Piglet had a really remarkably nice pad. You know, they had one of those antler chandeliers. You know, they had a bunch of like antlers that were mounted on the wall, and it's like,
shit.
Did they learn how to do this? You know, like I like that's some high scale taxidermy.
Well, yeah,
skills
right before
that
fucking Christopher Robin left for college, he left all of his high school biology books laying around. Probably, right? No.
I wish there was anything to explain what this was supposed to be.
It was disjointed.
It was terrible.
It was
And the pacing
terrible.
was insane. The editing, whoever edited this movie, was crazy. I mean, I would love to have seen some of the unedited footage because, like, some of it was just... There was a part, it was our one of 2 last girls, who both die, by the way. There is no final girl.
Are you serious? It's fine.
I'm really sorry.
No, don't worry about it. No, it's fine.
Both of them die, but the second to last one, she gets decapitated in front of the car, but it's like one moment she's being drug out by the hair, and the next moment he's holding her head up.
Yeah, there was no indication of, there was not even a sound effect, I think.
You just had to to assume that it was his
like,
paw,
and
again, his mighty bear slap.
Now he's doing bear slaps.
It was awful. And, like, most of the kills were like that. Most of them were just these abrupt cuts where you know that they just...
Yeah, it was terrible. If you guys are going to try and ruin childhoods, like, do better than this.
Here's what I will say. I enjoyed this movie about as much as I've enjoyed any other Winnie the Pooh movie.
Everything is honey.
And I know that is gonna sound so shitty to so many people, and this is like, here we go with the sacred cow death, but here it comes. Here's what I did like about this movie, and if this is what the intention was, which I don't think that it was, but if this was the intention, then bravo to you, director, producer, and everyone involved in this movie, because you have absolutely ruined, just as far as I understand, the story of Winnie the Pooh it originated, I think, in Wales or something, right? Like, we'll probably fact check all these things incorrectly later, but it was a British story. It was like an English story. So was Peter Pan. So it was a whole bunch of other stuff that Walt Disney had decided that he was going to do his take on and steal. No. I'm going to go ahead and just... May I?
Okay.
Why?
Just... Careful, they'll come after our money.
This is already stolen intellectual property, right? Disney stole this from somebody else, and they never greenlit the project, as far as I understand. And nobody was allowed to touch it, right? Now this comes out finally. The only reason that this came out is because it became public domain again for the first time in like 70 or 80 or 90 or however many years it takes for this stuff to become public domain. It finally became public domain, and now it belongs to us again. Now it's no longer Disney bullshit. You know, it doesn't belong to them anymore. So I appreciate the de-virgining of intellectual property that was stolen a long time ago before there were protections for that sort of thing. I guess what I'm saying is, like, fuck Disney. Winnie the Pooh sucks too. Just, God, just awful. Just everything about it. Just the legacy continues. This movie was terrible, and at least it doesn't belong to Disney. What do you think? Say something.
I did not like this movie. I did not.
Me neither.
It got so much hype in the horror community, and everybody was talking about it, and they probably still are. We watched it and were severely underwhelmed by the whole thing. Because everybody made such a huge deal, like, oh man, they're gonna trash Winnie the Pooh. Like, that's not really a difficult task to accomplish.
Oh, bother.
In my opinion. Because Winnie the Pooh, I don't even know how he made it as long as he did. Like, I understand that it's a children's story and everything like that, but, like, Can you get lamer than fucking Winnie the Pooh? I'm trying to think of something that would be lamer than Winnie the Pooh.
Barney.
Well, he's coming back too. Don't worry about it.
Did you see him?
No, not yet.
Oh man, it's like Sonic the Hedgehog first trial level offensive.
Meow?
It's bad.
Whoops. There's not really a whole lot of children's tales, classic tales, that I can think of that are worse or lamer than Winnie the fucking Pooh. Like, so the whole horror community blew up about it because this is a classic children's fable, and this director is gonna just shit all over it because he's gonna turn it into a horror movie, and he sure did. He made Winnie the Pooh worse than he was to begin with. No one gives a fuck about Winnie the Pooh. Let's make him a backwoods redneck killer. Great job. And just not even have any premise or any fucking anything going on in the story arc at all.
I think that we probably learned that Winnie the Pooh and Piglet 2 are also, they're sexist for sure, because there's not one man, I don't think, that is killed through the whole movie. It is only women. I think that they were probably asked, every actress ahead of time, like, are you willing to do a topless scene? And I think 5 out of 6 said no. And the 6th was the redhead.
Yeah.
There wasn't even any planning for that, and it's fine. Like, I understand tits in a horror movie, plan it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit better. Don't just, like, Pooh Bear is having some complicated feelings about, abandonment issues or whatever, and so he keeps Christopher Robin, like, chained up in, like, his bachelor pad, and then, like, I think 2 of the surviving girls find him, 2 or 3. I don't remember how many have died at this point. They find him in this lair, tied up. They're chained up, and they release him. And then he falls on the ground, and he takes the next, like, 45 minutes of the movie to catch his breath. And then he re-enters at the very end of the movie.
To do nothing.
After everything has happened.
To do nothing. He did
for no reason.
No reason. I could go on for hours with more examples.
And I'm pretty sure that he just scampers away back into the woods at the end. I don't think he even dies at the end.
Fucking don't even remember. I don't even care enough to remember. Because this movie is so bad. I don't know who gives these people money. I did not care to see this movie.
I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too until it fucking came out. Did you have a good time with this?
No.
Neither did I.
No, it was terrible.
Would you recommend this movie to anybody?
No.
Me neither.
No, I can't say I would. Unless it was somebody that, like, I really didn't like, that I knew loved Winnie the Pooh.
Missed opportunity. Not even really.
No, just a dumb idea altogether.
Yeah, stop.
Like, and went terribly bad.
Don't do Peter Pan either. Just stop on that. I know it's too late, but it's not too late to release it. I believe that'll do it for us this evening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments, which no one fucking does, because you guys are all super cool. Thank you for subscribing if you're new here, and you made it this far. Because God knows how long this fucking video is going to be.
I bet it's not even that late.
It's not that late, but I'm sure this video is going to be excessive. Just like the last 4. But if you guys have made it this far, Corey's going to send you $100.
How am I going to... Where's that going to come from? Only if you guys can guess that W word that Gary hates so much in the comments.
Okay. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess we'll see you guys next time, which is in the future. Starting.
I said it's fine.
No, we're starting right now.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I'm recording.
I'm not ready.
Well, get ready.
I think I should change my pants, because these look like...
Oh my God. No one can see your pants.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Look.
Just because I angled the camera. Hang on, I'm still not ready.
Oh my gosh.
Hang on. Just hang on.
I'm so thirsty right now.
Well, drink something.
I can't because I have to open a beer to start the video. Why
Do you have
why would I
your
have a
phone?
lighter? No.
Alright, well, just give me a minute.
Oh, wait. Oh, I do have my phone.
Oh, I bet you got a lighter, too.
I don't have a lighter.
Will you look over here and see if you can see it?
Tonight, Tara awaits. Oh, right, sorry. Tara awaits. Doom.
No, that's... I mean...
Isn't he?
Maybe. I think so. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Cat Williams is a comedian.
And his back legs were way longer than his front legs, and, like, he walked so much faster on all fours.
Were his knees backwards, too?
Nope.
Oh. Holy shit! Black Phone was better than the Barbarian was.
Okay.
Not by much. Black Phone got a 3. I know.
What was Shark Side of the Moon?
That was at like an 8. Yeah. Fall wasn't wide release. I think that was a...
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I have no idea.
That is a smart move.
I think you can get Wanda Sykes maybe as one? I'm not sure. There's a few options, but...
I'm gonna
anyway,
let that fucking go. So, moving... Well, I mean, that was it right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said we were gonna spoil everything.
Yeah, but I was gonna take that part out.
Well, you can take all this out.
No, I probably won't.
You can just beep it out.
I'm not gonna do that.
You did once. It was hilarious.
I know I did.